Let's do some Covenant 25. Random as usual. Let's go. Vent and Umbra Assault Inferno. Well, we have a lot of damage spells here. Our champion is the Hellhorned Prince. Our enemy is the Cleanse Seraph. Pyre gets 15 or Consume gives 5 Pyre health. I will take the Boon of the Blacksmith. It will probably prevent some damage in the long run. We don't have any Consume spells yet, and it's uncertain whether or not we will get any. Let's go for the multi-strike, the brawler type. It's decent, it scales decently with morsels, and I think it's overall a bit better than the other one, the Rage one in this clan combination. Let's start out with Shade Splitter, second Shade Splitter, and we will set up on the top floor. Sadly, no useful morsels have been found. Magma Mortal is definitely useful. I guess we save a lot of damage by using the Inferno here. And we already prevented some damage from Pyre with this artifact. I would like to play the second Umbra Assault. Lifesteal and health is gonna be decent. Lifesteal is definitely good. Damage shield seems unnecessary now. But we can get a bit of health away from the boss with this Train Sword with damage shield. Mega Morsel is a bit too good to Umbra Assault. Boss hits us for 5, we go down to some health amount, we heal up to 9. Boss hits us for 5 again. So we hit 3 times for 22 each. That's 66 damage, we need quite a lot more damage. Another lifesteal would be good. Let's gamble for another lifesteal. More health. That would mean a full 1 more hit, so that's gonna be worth a bit more than 3 attack. Congrats on climbing the Covenants. Try hard only. No, lifesteal is gonna be quite a bit of damage. Blocking the first hit with the Rubble Morsel doesn't help, sadly, but I might as well do it. Oh well, we will take 5 damage to the boss, that's acceptable. Yeah, the Volatile Gorge, if you take it early, can actually be quite consistent, and especially in Hellhorned and Umbra, who not only have things like Shadow Siege, Consumer of Crowns and Demon Fiend, but also generally a bunch of high-costed spells. Ritual of Battle is quite a decent chunk of damage on our multi-strike Homebreaker. I will take it. Now we get the same effect on 0 mana. Well, not quite 0 mana, we pay for it later. I still want a Void Binding in this deck, because the Homebreaker Prince scales very well with cards like that. Now I'm definitely looking for cost reductions. with the Void Binding in the deck, so let's go to the Merchant of Magic. There is Permafrost. I don't think we want Permafrost. Oh, Shadow Eater. I like a Shadow Eater. It's gonna be good backline clearing. Permafrost could go on the Inferno, but that's about it. Let's take a cost reduction on one of the Umbra assaults and also spell damage for it. And then we reroll, hoping for a better holdover. We could hold over, cost reduce the Umbra assault. We could also hold over the Void Binding. And you know what I'm gonna do. We hold over the Void Binding. It's just too powerful. Void Binding on the Multi-Strike Prince is gonna be insane. This is gonna be the first wave. And play the Homebreaker Prince on the top, just in case the Collector decides to spawn there and we don't have a torch or anything. But we do have anything like a torch. We do have Vent here. Magma Morsel, Rubble Morsel, and then Vent. No efficient way of killing this guy. Train Steward gets dazed, torches are not enough. Inferno kills my champ. So Inferno didn't floor. Lifesteal, okay. Yeah. Just get the lifesteal on my champion. And now we start the rage train. Fleshling Imp, Vent, Welder, Helper. I don't want another Vent. I don't think I want any of the Imps either. The Fleshling Imp is tempting. It's pretty good. But he doesn't work with Void Binding. So I'll skip. I'm definitely building around that Void Binding now. Mind Collapse can work with Void Binding if we give it spell damage. Space Prism is decent. We do use some morsels after all. Consumer of Crowns can't do that. Crucible Collector and Alloy Construct, no. We have our units, we have Shadow Eater, we have our champion, and we use Amber Drain strategies. I would like the Pyre health, to be entirely honest. Yeah, I think it has to be the Relic and the Pyre health. Commemorative Spike, that's +5/+5 on our champion at the beginning of the battle. That's pretty good. I hate to turn down the guild marker, but Commemorative Spike is a lot of power here. I don't want an Umbra tank. My tank is gonna be my champion. Or rather, we don't use tanks, we are playing Umbra. We feed. We use our tanks and our damage dealers are the same units. Awoken, Melting Remnant, Stygian Guard. I am planning to go with a very heavy Ember Drain playstyle. Rares. So things that would fit. Unleash the Wildwood somewhat. Awoken's Rail Spike somewhat. Wildwood Tome somewhat, but none of these are amazing. Stygian Guard just don't really fit into the playstyle, and Melting Remnant, Wickler's recruitment could be kind of strong, but that's about it. Let's go for Awoken. Not Channel Song. Channel Song doesn't fit in this deck. Not Cycle of Life, it's too expensive, and Chart Channeler is useless without sources of spikes. Too bad. That event could have been quite good, but it was just 10 gold. Okay. That clears the floor. I do want to set up on the top floor just because it's not capacity reduced. Makes it a bit easier to feed morsels. This guy only needs a certain amount of morsels, and 2 will usually be enough to get whatever I want to get from him. Nice slays. Another morsel here. Let's give you some health. And the rest is for my champ. Might as well save that morsel. I should have used the Wamp for some damage on the boss, but it's just 2 damage, it doesn't matter. We only have multi-strike times 2, so we will still need to do something with other units. But I do want to start the Void Binding. Stacking up these damage shields is gonna be important. Yeah, we can kill these enemies, but I will just accept that. It's not like we're gonna take a lot of damage from that. It's just that we lose most of our damage shields, which... well, all of our damage shields, which is a bit annoying. But we should have a very easy kill on Mr. Daedalus. We can even get some morsels here. This final Void Binding seals the deal. Holdover Void Binding on this champion is amazing, and it's only gonna become more amazing the further we get. More rage seems fine. No more units. And we want card draw. Do we? Yeah, we do. We do want card draw. The only problem with Void Binding is that the Seraph will remove these buffs from time to time. I think a second Void Binding is the best way to scale for us. The Shadow Eater doesn't really require any unit upgrades. Yeah, I think we go right here. Let's look at the banner and let's turn this down because we have all the units we want, and we need to guarantee we can start the binding of voids earlier rather than later. Non-bots enemy units get double multi-strike. Multi-strike is a bit annoying because that means they will get rid of our damage shield faster. And let's set up on the top floor again. It turned out to be quite important for us in the last fight. I could Inferno this floor and it's worth it to get the Collector. With 3 hits from our champion, we are not relying as much on the Shadow Eater. But our champion is gonna scale enough anyway. So we might as well feed the Shadow Eater some. We will have tons of damage shield and damage on our champion in no time. And no wave here has more than 3 enemies. So 3 attacks is gonna be good enough for all the waves. That is one big champ. 15 damage shield. Sure, I will take some armor on the pyre, that's not bad. None of these work in that deck. No. Same here, none of these work in our deck. We're mostly looking for decent 0 cost cards. Spell upgrades are good. Relics are okay. But spell upgrades are gonna be more important. Let's take the Mask of Penumbra for a little bit more draw. And we need to cost reduce this Umbra Assault ASAP. Magic power on the Umbra Assault is important, but I think on the vents it's even more important. Then we reroll for another cost reduction. This time on a Shade Splitter. And again, Power Stone goes on the vent. Consume removal, not needed, especially as this increases the cost. Let's see, next turn we are probably gonna go to the left for the removals. So we can spend a little bit on removals here. Get some of these torches out of the deck. Another one. Especially as we now have 2 upgraded vents and Umbra Assaults. 2 Umbra Assaults as well. Spell Shield. This makes it a lot harder to kill things with Umbra Assaults and Vent. So that's a bit annoying. But our main source of damage stays the same. So the Spell Shield will not do all that much against us. Yeah, set up on the bottom floor to kill these guys. Set up Champ up on the top floor. We can Umbra Assault this Mortal Miner because we are very unlikely to make any use of him. And play some morsels. We can Umbra Assault this guy. Get some lifesteal. Inferno this wave because we're not strong enough to deal with that guy yet. Definitely Dark Seal the champ. That's 75 damage. This guy has 130 health. But most of it is armor, so he died to an Inferno. And now we can start the Binding of the Void. And at this point it's where we give up on the Shadow Eater entirely. I removed the Spell Shield, so just in case I drew into an Umbra Assault, I could slay the Quillmarkman. But we didn't. But we are growing out of control with our champ, so everything's fine. We need a bit more damage to kill this guy, and there's no way to kill the Quill Marksman. But we can slay this guy, Shadow Eater, to get some more morsels. Good thing we have Firewall. We need at least, yeah, 10 damage shields should do the job. At least 8, I was going to say. But we have a lot more than 8. Nope. Amber Cache. That is helpful. That allows us to cast some cards during Amber Drain. And let's go to the left here. Let's start with the Concealed Caverns. Copy 5 times, please. Okay. Spell Rail Spike, Monster Rail Spike. I'm not even sure if we are able to cast a Train Steward with the Monster Rail Spike, so let's use a Spell Rail Spike on the Torch. So it becomes free. And we'll Purge. Next, let's upgrade our Shadow Eater. What do we want? Just some stats. Something like that. Health? Why not? I don't care particularly about these upgrades. Let's get these Train Stewards out of here now. Yeah. We can potentially play 2 of them on the floor we are not using, but we can't ever play 4 reliably. Because by the time the first 2 die, we will be heavily Amber Drained. This is great. Champ goes on the top. And we might as well deal some damage to Fell. Good thing we have this Umbra Salt upgraded. This guy needs some damage. I want him to deal with the statue on the bottom floor at the very least. So let's give him these damage morsels. Maybe even give him some rage. Our champ is gonna get enough rage by the time... You know what? He's gonna deal with this statue just fine. I do want all the rage I can get on my champion. Can we get any slays? We can, and we should. Let's feed the Shadow Eater. For now. Okay. This is going quite well. Not that I really expected it to go otherwise, but still nice to see. Can we get any good slays here? We have 16 damage. 16 damage is not enough to slay anything. Fel's multi-strike make this damage shield a bit weaker, but we should still have more than enough to get the kill here. Especially considering we are dealing 750 damage a turn. Last stand. This is an odd one. I think it's correct to take last stand here. We need to cost reduce it once and give it permafrost, so we can play it with an excavated ember, but it should help a lot against Seraph. Yeah, let's just keep getting more and more of these dark deals. Void bindings. The only thing here that is of any use to us is the Heaven's Gold. And that's a nice 41 attack for our Pyre right now. Not that we are very likely to use that attack, but still nice to have it. Just in case something goes awfully wrong. Enemy units enter with spell shield is not a big deal for us, because only a very small part of our overall damage is gonna be from spells. Oh, this floor is size reduced, huh? And that's actually a bit annoying. I do want to set up on the next floor then, because we need to kill these purifiers as fast as possible. We're currently not getting enough damage to do that. Definitely want to increase the capacity of this floor right away. Yeah, we need the void bindings, otherwise we can't kill this Gilded Wing, and we will not be able to kill the Collector at all, sadly. We can play this guy, at least get some morsels. But this Purifier is gonna deal a chunk of damage to us. At least we can kill the bottom Purifier right away, thanks to the increased capacity now. I am quite happy about this Firewall I built. We will lose a chunk of our Pyre's health this combat, but that's not a big deal overall. Because after all, we are not fighting Consumed Seraph, we are fighting Dispel Seraph. So we don't have to deal with Scorches in the final fight. Vampire Jumper isn't terrible, but it's a bit too hard to play. I will take another Embercash. Will I? No, no I won't. The second one is much worse. And we have to go to the left here. I need spell upgrades. Consume removal? No. I want to cost reduce this last stand. Hold over. Yeah, we will often have things to slay on the Seraph fight. Another cost reduction goes on one of the Shade Splitters. Search Stone can go on a torch. Consumed Crown is pretty decent on our champion. We are not gaining armor, so the Railhammer is not important, and the Scorched Steel doesn't do much for us either. Resonant Shard on the other hand, that's a lot of damage. Let's get a final card removal on one of the torch, on the final non-upgraded torch. Yeah, Resonant Shard is amazing. So here I'm very interested in keeping my my Shadow Eater alive. We will play Went on the bottom floor, so he's not actually gonna take that much damage. We will set up on the top with our champion. And actually capacity increase the bottom floor. And we've got the Ember Draining. This guy is sweep, so I can't use my muscles on the bottom floor this turn. Damage shield, I actually want this on my champion. That's actually pretty important to me, because I need to stack damage shields to deal with this boss. It's a bit too early for you, Last Stand, but a bit later we might find some use for you. Currently this Shadow Eater takes half the Purge uses of Seraph, so that's why it's very important to me that he stays alive. Because that means we can more easily stack Rage and Damage Shields on our Homebreaker. Actually there's a sweep here on the bottom floor, huh? I saw that a bit too late. There's sweep here on the top floor anyway, so it doesn't matter where I put these morsels. Yeah, this is why I picked Last Stand. This right here. Let's go. That's 1000 damage on the Seraph. Well, 1500 damage before the combat started. That's pretty good in my book. Now we can give up the bottom floor because not like we are gonna kill Seraph there. Nothing to slay right now. Well, there is something to slay, and he's not dealing any damage anyway, so might as well. Then again, these mortals don't do anything because of sweep, but either way. This is a nice amount of rage. But not quite enough to kill the Seraph in the first turn of combat. Okay. That worked out quite well. Yeah, 2.5k damage per attack. That's okay. But I've seen higher. I've seen over 1 million. Ember Terrain apply 300. New record. Not a full Covenant 25 run, but we will do a Hell Rush after this. Yeah, basically I found Void Binding earlier with the multi-strike Hornbreaker prints, decided Void Binding on the multi-strike Hornbreaker prints is insane, and just went for it, and it turned out it was insane. So that sums up that run quite well, I think.